Hi, this is Shane McKenna. I'm a fourth generation craftsman and wood carver, and I thank you for taking a minute or two to check out one of my latest carvings. This carving depicts a mountain scene, and it is done for a mantle for a client. It's about 13 inches tall and 82 inches long. As you can see, I did a pine bough going along the bottom of the carving, and it's in the foreground with the pine bough, pine cones, and pine needles, and then a scene behind that. There were some deer back there in the scene, and coming up is the center of the carving. This is the feature of the carving, this bull and cow elk. And what I did with this is I inlaid a piece of matching lumber into the base piece of lumber so that I could raise the elevation so that this elk here, the highest point of the carving in this elk is about 2.5 inches above the lowest point or elevation in the carving. And what that allowed me to do was to create a lot of movement and drama in the carving, which is something that I really love doing. As I move down here, you can see that this continues the mountain scene over on the right hand side of the carving, and I have carved some eagles in the sky here, and a trapper with his pack mule, and then a little trapper's cabin over here on this end. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here a little bit so I can show you some details. Here's that trapper's cabin, and as you can see here, there's a little twist of smoke coming up out of the chimney, and over here is the trapper and his mule. And I really enjoyed doing this part of the carving. I love these kinds of details, and they really draw the viewer right up to the piece and give them something to study. Here's those eagles up in the sky. Again, these kinds of little details in a carving like this really tell a story, and when this gets put in the mantelpiece and is stained and glazed and in the client's home, their guests and their friends will get a lot of enjoyment out of a piece like this. Like I say, these kinds of details invite you to come up to it, and when I have a carving like this in a show, people just have to touch it. And I love that. I love it when people come up and want to feel the wood. It's something I encourage. And I've had pieces that had no stain and glaze on them that people have basically seasoned with the oils of their hands by excuse me. By rubbing the carving. One piece in particular was it was really interesting. I showed the process of carving, and the finished part of the carving, people were rubbing their hands on it during a trade show, and by the time that weekend was over, it was very well seasoned with the oils of their hands and had a nice sheen on it. These deer here, again, this carving's only 13 inches tall, so this center deer right here I could easily cover with a quarter, so that kind of gives you an idea how small that is. And alder being one of the softer hardwoods, these kinds of details like these pine needles and the trunks of these trees, and let me zoom in just a little bit more here. There's a fallen log right here in the foreground. Those kinds of details are super hard. These twisted roots coming out of the base of this fallen log those kinds of details are so hard to do in alder because it is soft and it doesn't want to carve without tearing a little bit. And so you can imagine all of these needles, how challenging that is to carve those. I'm not sure I want to do a carving like this in alder again. I think if somebody wants this kind of detail, that I'll try to steer them towards walnut or cherry or mahogany. Anyway, I thank you for taking a few minutes to check out this carving, and I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks again to my fans who've requested for me to post this, and you have yourself a great day.